Well, the markets certainly have been seeing some turbulent days recently, way down earlier in the week and now a bit of a boost. And this winter, the U.S. has been seeing some turbulent weather, and we all know about that. But is there any correlation between the market and the weather? Joining us now, Dennis Fagan from Fagan Associates. Should I call you our associate meteorologist here, Dennis? What's
Amateur.
up?
Amateur.
Do you think there's a connection?
Definitely.
Wow.
I think if you take a look at the emerging markets, that has one thing that's pushing the markets down. The close of last year, the markets pretty much went up in a straight line. So investors were looking for some sort of a catalyst, a reason to take some profits. So we did some studies and took a look at weather across the northern part of the United States and even going into the south. And I'm sure you know it anecdotally from just doing your newscast. But Chicago, for instance, is 6 degrees below its normal average high and 6 degrees below its normal average low for the month of January. And it's gotten 3 times the amount of snow, 33 inches compared to 11 inches. I think if you did that for Minneapolis, if you did that for Fargo, North Dakota, you're going to see, A, a lot more snow, and B, the words polar vortex come up. So I do think it's keeping consumers home. It's keeping the labor market soft, and maybe we'll see that even wash out tomorrow when non-farm payrolls are reported. So I think it's having a dampening effect on the economy, which is, again, pushing the market down a little bit because people think it might be a permanent situation, a soft economy, rather than just a temporary one like we do.
Oh, that's fascinating. I never would have thought of that. I guess that's what you're here for, so thank you for that. How about the Olympic Games? I don't know whether, I mean, obviously, especially with all this concern about potential problems or the threats that are out there, security threats, could they have an impact on the markets? Well,
they could if any of them come to pass, and I think that's something you have to watch out for over the next couple of weeks. You know, generally speaking, your foot retailers like Nike or manufacturers like Nike or Adidas, Puma will get a bump out of the Olympics, out of the World Cup. Perhaps Under Armour also, they don't do as much overseas as the other companies I mentioned. But again, any terrorism, I think, would again push the economy down a little bit. So that's something you just have to keep an eye out for. And as an investor that watches the market every day, we're just holding a bit of cash because the market has pulled back. We expect that correction to continue for a bit more. And then there's some other uncertainties out there, like I mentioned, the emerging markets and the weather that is a little bit of a negative for the market.
It certainly does prove we don't live in a vacuum, doesn't it?
Not at all, Liz.
All right. Dennis, always great to have you with us, and thank you for that fascinating insight today.